Approaching station, Washington and Central Avenue, downtown Phoenix. Exit to left.
So I've mentioned before how I feel the way they've set up the public transit in the city of Phoenix is very classist, as opposed to being focused on providing functional transit to everybody. And this to me is one of those prime examples. So I just thought I'd make a little short video. By the way, it's Friday, June 30th, 2023, 11:39 a.m. So, as I've mentioned before, the Dash bus, the way it's properly named and stuff, they try to make it look like it's a downtown area government shuttle, like a shuttle bus that's supposed to provide service for people going to and from government offices. But here's where you get off the light rail. It would seem to me, if that was its true purpose, that I would be able to do a really quick, easy, direct transfer from the light rail to the Dash bus. You know, for somebody who, say, wants to go to the state capitol or go to, what was that? The resources, like natural resources building that I walked by yesterday. The Metro Light Rail, that's the primary hub of the transit center here, transit system here. So later, man. That's the main hub of the transit center here, or the transit system here, supposedly. This is center of downtown station. This is the closest you can get to getting on the Dash bus. Now, it seemed to me that if their goal was to provide transportation to all the state government offices, county government offices, and city government offices that way, that, well, I was going to say I'd be catching it right here, but I guess they're adding rail right here. But anyway, it would seem that there would be a bus connection somewhere close. I totally forgot they're putting that new light rail station in here. Although, to be fair, it's not like it's not possible to drive where the train is. And the logistics just wouldn't work of a Dash bus picking up right there. Like, that could work as a BRT platform for like BRT buses that are specifically designed to pick up all platforms. But yeah, the doors would be too high for the Dash. So yeah, probably if they were seriously concerned about Dash, it would probably make the most sense if it actually picked up on the next block to the north. I can never remember if that's Madison or Monroe. Oh, it's Adams. Madison is to the south. I know that. It's Adams and Monroe. I always get confused. But anyway, like, the platform I got off of, it's equally as close to Washington as it is to Adams. That Dash bus could totally run on Adams. Like, I get that they're putting in rail here along Washington, and that's not conducive to having regular bus stops on, but they could totally run it on Adams, just to the north here, and have the stop right there, heading west from Central. But no, to connect to the Dash, which is supposed to be a convenient free shuttle to government offices, you have to do all this walking that I'm doing. And so far I've walked a full block. I'm working on walking a second block. And hopefully my phone doesn't run out. I managed to get the 20% warning and the 10% warning since I started this video. Shooting on the iPhone right now because I thought that might be a little more convenient. I thought I had more charge on it, but it's turning out not to be a very wise decision. That's fine though. When I get over to I always forget the name of the campus, the Human Services campus, I think it's called. When I get over there, there's places I can plug in my phones to charge them. Unfortunately, I only have one charging brick, so I'm only going to be able to probably charge one phone at a time, and I'm going to have to focus on the iPhone because that's the primary, phone I use for most everything, and it's one that has actual mobile service on it, as opposed to, I love that sculpture, as opposed to so I've walked 2 blocks now, still walking to get to this shuttle. It's supposed to be super convenient to take you to all the government offices. What's up? Yeah, I gotta focus on the iPhone because that's the one that's actually got service. And maybe somebody would be kind enough to let me also use their charging brick. Although lately, when I sit down on the dash bus, last time I sat on the dash bus and I had all 3 phones in my hand, I had a homeless person ask me if I wanted to sell one of them, which of course I didn't. I mean, I've got the apps that I use on all of the phones, and I've got a lot of data on all the phones. So I'm sure he's not willing to pay me, I mean, I'd probably want to, even if I did take all my data off it, I'd be looking at wanting $150 for my Revel 4, which is an outrageous price for a Revel 4, but that's because it's, sitting with a 256 gig micro SD card in it, and I just put a brand new screen on it, which was $100, which does exceed the value of the phone, but the whole reason I did that was because it's, so that makes 3 blocks that I've walked, and so almost 4 full blocks. You gotta walk to Central, almost to 4th Avenue, and here's where the Dash bus stop is. I'm not seeing his sign, which to me is even weirder. Wow. Oh no, here's the sign. Interesting, because I think they generally stop there, but no, here's the sign. So yeah, 4 blocks, you gotta walk from Central to 4th Avenue, and here's the sign. And this bus really is treated as a homeless shelter, shuttle. But yeah, it says Dash Government Loop. Catch it here. It's free. Monday through Friday, 6:30 a.m. to 6:30 p.m. every 12 minutes. But yeah, I don't understand why they don't have it connect to the light rail. Like, why you got to walk 4 blocks in 105-degree heat to get to the shuttle that's supposed to be the government. Make that make sense. So I'm starting to question the 12-minute frequency of this bus, the Dash bus, the so-called government loop. It's 11:52 now. It still hasn't shown up. And unlike other buses that can be tracked in the Valley Metro app, in the light rail, of course, which can be tracked in the Valley Metro app, the Dash is not tracked. It would seem to me if it was important for getting people to government jobs, it would be something they'd put the tracking in. So, government workers can be sure they're getting to their government jobs on time, and people with appointments at government offices can make sure they get to them on time. But yeah, it's curiously the one part of the Valley Metro Transit Center system that has 0 tracking in the app. Yeah, there's a quick view of the people that are waiting for it. Yeah, looks like 4 people that are most likely homeless and in need of services. The gal in the blue dress is having an interesting conversation to herself. She has a shaved head, very much a she, by the way. At least I'm reasonably sure of that. But yeah, she's obviously battling some pretty intense mental health issues, and I'm not trying to mock that or make light of that. I'm just simply pointing it out, and I'm glad she's at least figured out where she needs to be to get a ride down to where there are services that hopefully can help her. But yeah, that's the only people that are waiting for this bus, and this is the closest it gets to the heart of downtown and to the light rail. And I also find it interesting how that stop is right there. You see the sign of a Dash. It's right there, and it's by itself. There are no other buses that stop here because the city of Phoenix knows what people ride this bus, and they don't want the people that ride any of the other buses to have to wait with those same people. They segregate the transit by class here. And so there's no other bus that you can't get a simple connection to this bus from, not only not from the light rail, but not from any local rails or any local buses or any express buses as well, because only the Dash stops right here. And notice that you're separated from everything. I mean, this is a strode that you can't really safely walk across, but on the other side, nothing but a parking garage. On this side, it's in front of the Phoenix City Court building, but it's located in the middle where there's a minimal amount of people that are considered valued people walking past, because the entrances to the court are the walkway over there and the walkway on the other side of Stickler's over there. And then of course there's the other entrance where I walked in, where the stone had the fun fact written on it, which is straight up ahead that way. So so not keeping its advertised frequency, that kind of is to me that's a big indicator of that, that it's actually for and doesn't have the tracking. It's actually for, they know it's being used by a class of the population that they don't care about. The whole thing that it's a government loop, that's a facade. I have yet to see anybody on the Dash bus that looks like they're going to a government office or looks like they work at a government office. In fact, since I've been down in this area and riding it, absolutely every single person I've been on it with has been using it to go to and from the Human Services campus and Cash Shelter, which is in the Human Services campus, and appears to be, and you can never really 100% judge a book by a cover, but everybody that rides it appears to be homeless. I'm at 4:28 right now, and I'm not sure how many minutes here it comes. I bet this is the bus right here. I think the Dash comes up 3rd Avenue. Like, why it doesn't go deeper into downtown so it can connect all the other bus routes? Well, I've given my theory, but yeah, it comes around on 3rd Avenue, and then the next stop is the one that I mentioned, which is clear over in that direction, like at that corner there, a corner of a parking lot where there is nothing. So it looks like we got 5 people getting 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 people getting on it. Oh yeah, everybody else getting off of it here looks to be of that particular demographic as well.